Hey, what up, everybody? It's me, Rolando G, and I'm back. And you guys wanted to know my thoughts on the whole ordeal with Ezra Miller, and I've been trying to get to this one for about a minute now. But you know, you know how things go. So here's the deal. Hollywood has now come to basically anything a lot of these young actors do goes unscathed, is not corrected or nothing. Remember, there was a time in Hollywood, and we could contest to this, those of us who grew up in the early to mid 90s, us, in late 80s, we kind of suspected there was some things going on, but of course we got more aware towards more of the 90s, how a lot of actors were looked at different when they did something terribly, just outlandish and just off the chain. And sometimes, it just be looked over like, oh, okay, they're wilding out. It is what it is. But with this guy, Ezra Miller, I haven't seen any of his movies. I started to become aware of him when they handpicked him out of nowhere to play a superhero called The Flash, which is Barry Allen, who he does not represent the original character that Barry Allen is in the comics. Barry Allen is 6'1", 6 foot, kind of like high school, college jock type guy, as they even put him in the last of the DC Comics tincture of what's it called, New 52, that one, and how Barry Allen is basically, he was supposed to be not a biochemist, he was a chemist in a lab for forensics with the police department in the original storyline. John Wesley Shipp originally portrayed him when I was a kid in the early 1990s of the Flash series, which they canned after only barely one season. So, I saw him, and they really did a good job creating that back then with the actor that originally played him. And later on, John Wesley Shipp, I think he would go on to be the father on Dawson's Creek. To I think James Vanderbeek's character, but anyway, I'm like a film buff and movie and trivia and actor buff, so I tend to go off on that tip. I'm not always on the manosphere, black manosphere stuff all the time, even though that does matter too. But anything, my channel is different. I'm going to be talking about various topics that are basically saying that I'm going to tell you right now, if this was a African American or Afro-American black male actor, he wouldn't get, because what Ezra Miller is doing is beyond a shroud of a doubt. I hate to do the race card, but if a brother did it, he'd be already caught red-handed. Now we could say, well, it took many years for R. Kelly to get caught. Well, R. Kelly went in and out of court, okay, and then now he's been suspected, and now he's tried and everything else because they found the evidence, whatever that is. But Ezra Miller's out here running rampant, and has, I guess I can say he has the complexion for the protection as most left black folks would say. I'm not left or right, but like I said, I'm here for the truth and the facts stand in front of me. And while Mystical has gone just recently, got put away almost pretty much for what he did, again, which is, I guess, the third time that he has tried to assault or rape a female. We got Ezra Miller doing, holding cults and all that. I mean, a cult, and then rearing a 15-year-old who he's been rearing for some time now, that's now at least 20, I think 19 or 21 now. So one would have to say, if this was a Afro male, he would already have been captured, caught, and put under the prison. Because when it comes to fellow Afro-American men and men of color, Like I said, we're considered to be savages, the most dangerous human beings on planet Earth. But yet, you got non-melanated guys like Ezra Miller out here doing just everything in the book that's just beyond a shroud of a doubt, just trifling, putting people's lives in danger like little babies, and yet he gets a slap on the wrist. He's continuing to get a slap on the wrist. And they still gonna bring out Flashpoint, which I will not see, which I will not support. And I told you guys, like in the last video, they need to get rid of everybody that was under Zack Snyder's verse. I'm sorry. It's not working anymore. The Zack Snyder verse sucks, including Ezra Miller. And like I said again, Ben Affleck's Batman was very subpar, and his Bruce Wayne was very subpar at best. The only one that stood out of everybody who exuded true Superman Clark Kent Kal-El qualities as that of the original actor, and may he rest in peace, Christopher Reeve, was Henry Cavill, as in the same title character of the comics. Henry Cavill has done an extraordinary job playing Clark Kent, Kal-El, son of Krypton. He has really nailed that, and Henry Cavill probably should be the only one to stay in that DC Comics hero, head star lead character. But I'm sorry, Jason Momoa's Aquaman is not that great. Like I said, Aquaman should be the blonde-haired, Caucasian, tall, 6 foot something white dude. In that, I mean, I'm sorry, there's nothing against Jason Momoa, but they just trying to, make it more hip. Jason Momoa's hot, with like the ladies. I get it. But sometimes it's like, okay, hot over quality. And quality does not exist or exude with Mr. Jason Momoa. He is what you call pretty much a poster boy. He's a heartthrob. Okay? Now, thing about Johnny Depp is he had that. Johnny Depp had the heartthrob to him, plus the good acting skills. Jason Momoa does not really have it. Now, you put him in a serious movie, he can do pretty good, he can do pretty decent and serviceable. But like I said, y'all don't remember his humble beginnings on Baywatch, on the Baywatch Hawaii, do you? Before he had the caveman look that he has now. He had a clean shaven, clean, curly head, and and no homo. He's a nice looking gentleman. But now it's like, what's in now is you having a bushy beard and looking like a biker and a caveman. I don't know. Women done lost their mind in these 2020s. But anyway, I'm getting off track. Ezra Miller is an escapist. And a lot of people think that what he's doing, he needs help. Like I said, they wouldn't be saying this about an Afro-American Negro male actor. They would tell that Afro-American Negro male actor, we're going to put you under the jail. You charged. You getting put away. But so many other non-melanated people can go out here, especially a small celebrity such as Ezra Miller, and the only reason why he's getting recognition is because of of Zack Snyder's version of Flash, of what he perceives to be Barry Allen. No, what needs to be perceived is the original, in its original format to the character he is in the comics. But like I said, Zack Snyder wants to go off the cuff, like most of these Hollywood so-called directors and creators in the business, and have their own vision, put their own vision on it. Now, I gave it a pass when it was, a Christopher Nolan with Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne and Batman, because that was a pretty good series. That whole trilogy was. Dynamite. And may he rest in peace, man. Somebody's gonna have to really come correct with the Joker. Jared Leto tried to do it, didn't happen. But Heath Ledger will always go down as the best iteration of the Joker, bar none, hands down. Excellent reiteration of the way the character probably would be if Joker was in real life, beyond the pages of the DC, rogues gallery of characters that Batman has always dealt with. Just tremendous tremendous performance. That was his last performance, and may he rest in peace again. Heath Ledger, man. Not another guy coming from Australia like him. But I digress. But anyway, to continue, Ezra Miller, man, like, this is just a freaking disgrace. And this is why I just really don't particularly care for Hollywood or what Hollywood. I mean, I still got some love for certain stuff. Like I said, that new Brad Pitt Bullet Train looks pretty decent. I'm going to try that out. That was pretty cool. That had no woke. But because Ezra Miller is a woke LGBTQer, ABCer, he's going to get a pass because he's out here being weird, and we know the alphabet crew is weird, especially when they're parading around, flowing their flag high. So we have to understand the dynamics that basically Ezra Miller is right with them. He's right there with them. And he's going to get a slap on the wrist. Now, I don't know how they're going to do press junkets with this fool. Like I said, there's a lot of scoopers that have come out and said how they're going to do press junkets and interviews with this guy after he's done what he's done. I mean, the video that surfaced of him choking the woman, I think somewhere in Europe, he was over there. He got up in that woman's face saying, like, you want to see what it's like to be choked or whatever he said to that chick. You know what I'm saying? That situation. Then the situation of the bar throwing a chair at the woman's head, taking a pull stick and hitting over the head of the guy. The couple that took him in, he wanted to rob him and then called the guy's wife up out of her name and tied them up. I'm just looking at the audacity of things that he's done, and yet nothing's being said. And then he's sending cryptic messages telling the authorities, evading the authorities, just throwing it out there to law enforcement, and I'm just like, okay, when is this guy going to be dealt with? You know what I'm saying? So, again, that's all I have to say about this Ezra Miller thing. This thing is just sad. It's not only sad, it's trifling. It's beyond a shroud of a doubt. Needs to be dealt with. He needs to be put down. He needs to be pretty much, he needs to be brought in. Time Warner Brothers, aka Discovery now, because it's owned by George Zasloff, who's taken over. I think that's his name, the new CEO of the Warner Brothers, Time Warner, Discovery imprint now that's taken over and just redoing all the DC comic hero characters and villains. George Zasloff, I think he's saying that he still has to put out Flashpoint, which should not be put out at all after all of what this fool has done. This dude is a straight fool. This dude is straight gone. This guy is bonkers to the fullest, and nobody is putting him in his place. It needs to be dealt with. This is insane. This is totally unreal. Because, like I said, the consequences that celebrities faced back then was way more backlash than the backlash we so-called getting across social media now with these types of situations. Some people are egging this fool on. You know what I'm saying? And as you can see in the photo, this dude is gone. This dude reminds me of Elliot Rodger. Okay, the one that shot up UC Santa Barbara down there, who was the son of that producer of the Hunger Games, and I forget his father's name. The half Asian white kid that went off the rails. Because, he wasn't getting a lot of women or dates. Hey, join the club, Elliot. We all not getting a lot of women and dates. I'm not getting a lot of women and dates, but I don't go off, killing people. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's not the subject at hand. Ezra Miller, man, this whole thing is crazy, bro. And at the end of the day, like I said, this needs to be dealt with. He's gone way too far, and I'm trying to be PC as best as possible because you know how YouTube is. But that's all I got to say about this whole thing. I'm done. Like I said again, if this was a brother, if this was even, I'll even make it more. If this was Michael B. Jordan, he would fall from grace real easily from the industry had he pulled some mess like this. See, Michael B. Jordan's trying to keep his nose clean, and I got a respect to him like that because there's a lot of Afro-American male actors out here who are within my age group who are trying to keep their nose clean. You better keep your nose clean if you're a man of color and you in the entertainment industry. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, I can say what you want to say about the industry's weird and it's all this stuff going on. I get all that. But some of these people are legit in the industry. Ain't everything in the industry always conspiracy theory, always AKA, rituals and stuff all the time. Until that really gets exposed, I'm only going to take that with a grain of salt. But I can say Michael B. Jordan is not a part of that system. He's been keeping his nose clean lately. You know, he's been having his little inserts of fame, and he should never dated. You know, I've already did a video on that about him and silly Steve Harvey's little stepdaughter. But besides all that, if you in the industry, and you a man of color, you really got to be keeping your nose clean, bro. It's just you really got to keep it clean. So yeah, you can't do nothing wrong. But if you this dude right here, you're getting several passes plus more. All right, and like I said, stop thinking that this Zack Snyder verse is the best thing since sliced bread. It's not. I think they need to can everybody that's involved in Zack Snyder's verse. That means recast the actors, Batman, Jason Momoa included, but they're going to keep those two. Because supposedly Ben Affleck's Batman's supposed to be in Jason Momoa's Aquaman too. So, I don't know. The whole thing is just weird. DC, Time Warner, DC Comics, everything's just screwed up there. And they just need to quit. And George Zaslav just needs to do, reslate everything. All right. And Ezra Miller needs to go down. I'm out.